People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Now the first thing that is popping in the news is an update or some clarification as it pertains to that Rasta lady, Rasta girl, that claimed that she was violated, her hair was cut while she was locked up in some sort of penal institution, some sort of jail. Her name is Nzinga. Now people, when this first happened, a whole lot of pawpaw were getting a bashing. The DPP, a whole heap of Rastaman come out and I beat them drum, them Congo drum. And I say, this action or the actions of the pawpaw bring back Rasta about 5 or so decades. Back in the 70s when they used to be victimized, when they used to be abused by the pawpaw. Now the DPP, meaning Paula Llewellyn and their people, they were supposed to make some sort of ruling. And the ruling was taking an extended time, the decision. So people were saying, there we go. The DPP, a fight against Rasta, a fight against poor people once again. Now people, the DPP made a ruling and a whole lot of persons, including myself, think that most of the decisions made by the DPP office is usually conflicting, controversial, and never to the benefit of poorer class of people. However, we've seen the DPP office fumble a lot of cases as it pertains to rich people, people in the upper hierarchy. We are talking about some high profile case. However, that is not what this video is about. Now when this happened, this young lady said that she was locked up and then take off the whole her hair in a 2-day span. However, when we check this lady's background, we see that she have a little bit of mental illness. So therefore, she is not 100%. However, it does not mean that if you have mental illness, the likely possibilities of you being violated is even greater. So we gave her the benefit of the doubt. Now people, when we trace the source of what happened and why this girl got into the place in which she claimed that them take off her hair, we would see that the inconsistencies started from there. Because according to Nzinga, she said that she was in a cab and the cab was pulled over by the pawpaw. And the pawpaw them sprayed the cab with pepper spray, and that is when she took off her mask and she was charged, locked up, and she was supposed to go to court, so she violated. However, based on the pawpaw record, based on the court record, that is furthest from the truth. Based on the court record, pawpaw record, it is said that she was seen walking around with the mask, she was confronted. And then she started to send and tell the pawpaw about their mother and send them up in the darkest part of their mother. So she was arrested, and people, let's face it, sometimes the pawpaw them get overboard and they lock up people unnecessarily. However, in this case, it might have been justified. Now people, when she was taken to this place, the lockup, she said that a female officer and maybe a male officer was also there, cut her hair. However, based on testimony from officers in the place and people, disclaimer once again, officers in most cases, they are going to take up for their squad. However, not just the testimony of the officer, which denied it, but also inmates that were in that lockup at that specific day and time. They also gave statement which conflicts And when I say they, I mean more than two. Now people, disclaimer once again. We understand that when it comes to these prisoners, they will say anything for some time reduction. They have ulterior motives. So therefore, we have to kind of put a question sign on their testimony. However, I am going to show you that most of the persons that gave statements to the DPP during that investigation is conflicting, polar opposite with what Mrs. Nzinga said. Mrs. Nzinga had two schoolmates who also gave testimony. Their testimony said that she told him that she was going to cut her hair, and then she told one that she cut her hair. So therefore, the DPP has those reports, statements also. Now people, there's a video that is going around, a couple of videos, and because of how hostile this lady was acting, Nzinga I am speaking about, I will not show it. However, I will put it in my WhatsApp group, 1-876-894-2711. So you want to see the Nzinga video. And people, in these videos, she was acting cross, miserable, and angry. She was actually threatening the popo that she is going to take them out. And it not done yasso. And all kind of clout, all kind of stuff. People, it was very bad. It shows that she has anger management problem. Disclaimer once again. If somebody, you as a Rasta, some sort of religion, and somebody hold you and cut off your locks, you are going to be very angry. So therefore, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If this young lady was violated, and then she feel as if she was violated or being violated again, then she has all sorts of reasons. However, when you lie on the popo, when you spread public mischief on the popo, they have all rights to lock you up. It is a crime. So therefore, the popo has all rights to go for her. And then she is also threatening the popo. She is telling them what she is going to do. So people, me just say, this young lady might not be 100%. So therefore, whatever she say or whatever she do, we cannot take her seriously because, like me say, she not 100. So now people, the DPP made the ruling, and most persons that are not familiar with the case are going to say, boy, the DPP wicked. The DPP not like poor people. The DPP a fight against Rasta. The DPP always make some sort of controversial ruling. Now people, this is where you differentiate cases. You cannot put everything together, the whole DPP file, and say, well, she do that when it pertains to this person, a poor person, and then she do that when it pertains to a rich person. Floyd Green's decision, meaning being the latest one. You have to analyze each case on a case-by-case basis. And people, let's face it, a whole lot of reports, a whole lot of statements, a whole lot of witnesses. Some of them might be controversial. Some of them might have had ulterior motive. So therefore, what they say, them a look for a get out of jail free card. The popo, being the person that is said to be the person that victimized this lady, they would also have ulterior motive. They would also probably have reasons to lie. So people, I say this to say that whenever you have multiple witnesses, and these multiple witnesses give testimony or statements that are polar opposite to the victim's account of exactly what transpired. More than likely, this decision will not be in the favor of the victim and people. That is exactly what I see in this case. Now, people, like me say, if you base it off the decisions of the DPP's office lately, which are very conflicting and controversial, you might think that, yeah, this Rasta girl get her hair cut off and then she's a victim once again. She lost the decision. However, people, the truth and the fact is that this girl needs professional help. This girl needs psychological evaluation. This girl has a very checkered past. So therefore, I would not say we should not be surprised, but don't think that it could not happen, that her accounts of the things is not like she said, because she also has ulterior motive. The fact that the Popo arrested her before, the fact that she felt like she was charged and locked up by the Popo, it seems as if she was seeking some sort of vengeance, some sort of reprisal, so therefore she lied. However, what is even more disturbing is that the mother also corroborated her story. And maybe the mother thought that she was telling the truth. Maybe the mother thought that the Popo actually cut off her hair. However, this mother knows her child's mental illness problem. This mother said that the child, HAIR-NZINGA, when she was younger, went through some sort of traumatic episode, so therefore she has not been the same since. So people, me just say, while we feel as if the DPP for the most part, and whether it is justified or not, make some very controversial ruling, as it pertains to this particular case and this young lady NZINGA, I would say that the DPP's ruling is fair. So in other words, the DPP's ruling is based on controversial statements that were given by the victim or alleged victim in this NZINGA, and also conflicting statements, polar opposite statements that were given by just about everybody else that was there, indirectly or directly. We are talking about witnesses. We are talking about the Popo. Accused, witnesses, everybody. The only persons whose story was different was NZINGA and people. Whenever that happens, it is always majority rule. It is always going to seem to be conflicting. So therefore, the DPP had no choice based on the testimony of other persons. So therefore, she knew that if this case went to court, more than likely the accused were going to be free. More than likely, the average jury would say that this girl is lying. Now people, like I say, she has an option of civil court in which she can contest it and get monetary payment in case that jury finds her story to be consistent or truthful, because there is less evidence. You need to prove less in a civil court than you need to prove in a criminal court. So people may just say, at the end of the day, all we want to see is that justice is served. At the end of the day, all we should wish is that this lady gets the professional help, mental help that she truly needs and deserves. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.